Welcome to Lakshmi Academy. Today I'm going to cover what is regression testing and any questions related to regression testing that can be asked during the interview. What is regression testing? It is a type of software testing that verifies that software performs correctly after the change or defect fix. Changes may include software enhancement, patches, hardware, networking, data structures, configuration changes. The purpose of regression testing is to identify that new defects are not introduced in the system after the change. Why regression testing is important? One of the reasons, if your software is in production and you implement change and defect fix, and without regression testing you put it into production, and if there is a malfunctioning of the existing functionality, then it disturbs the customer's daily work schedule, their output, and customers gets very unhappy if the existing functionality is malfunctioning. If the new functionality is not working, they are still unhappy, but they are okay because they can manage. But the existing functionality, their whole workflow depends on the existing functionality. So it is very important that new bugs are not introduced and the existing functionality is working, and that's the reason regression testing is important. Regression testing is used when any enhancement is done, any bug or defect is fixed, any performance related issue is fixed, or there are changes in the requirement and code is modified as per the requirement. At what levels regression testing should be done? It should be done at all levels, mainly unit testing, integration testing, and system testing. Why it should be done at all levels? Because focus on testing is different at different levels. What are the types of regression testing techniques? Corrective regression testing, progressive regression testing, retest all strategy, and selective strategy. Now, corrective regression testing, the specification and test cases remains the same, so you are reusing the test cases. Progressive regression testing, the specifications are changed and the test cases are changed. Retest all strategy sounds wonderful, but retest all strategy is very difficult and expensive if you are doing manual testing because it requires a lot of manpower. Retest all strategy can be effective if you have done most of the system is automated. Selective strategy, the only disadvantage is dependencies between a test case and a program entity it covers. To find out that, it's kind of challenging. What should be the frequency of regression testing? Ideally, regression testing should be done after bug fix or after any changes to the system, which is time consuming and expensive, but it is mandatory to do the regression testing before the final product is given to the customer. What is the criteria to select test cases for regression? Because you don't want too many test cases for regression. So the criteria is anything related to bug fixes and changes, the area of frequent defects, and you can find this out from your bug report, that which of the areas has frequent defects. The area which has undergone multiple recent code changes, it can be because of the changes in the specification or the functionality may be complex. So you need to find out which has gone multiple recent code changes. The functionality which is highly visible to the users, and the core feature of the product which are mandatory requirement of the customer. An impact analysis is very important and essential to find out what areas may get impacted due to bug fixes or enhancement. Based on the impact analysis, additional test cases should be selected to test the impacted areas. Suppose there is a data entry field which was accepting alphabets and now it is changed to alphanumeric. So you're not only going to test that particular field, but you're going to test anything related to that field. I suppose it is on the form of the customer information. Then you're going to test by submitting the form everything what can impact, what can be impacted by that change. So anything, any functionality is changed, you need to find out what can be impacted with that change. Since regression testing can be time consuming, which part of the regression testing should be automated? Tests which are stable, repeated frequently, and which are testing major functionality and important functionality of the system can be automated. Now, regression testing, you need to consider some things when doing regression testing. Test functionality surrounding bug fixes and new enhancement. If two or more tests are similar, then it's a waste of time. It's time consuming to test both of them. So you can either merge them or get rid of less effective one. Focus on functional and important non-functional issues. And we are not focusing on anything related to user interface and regression testing. Make changes to the data and find if any resulting corruption occurs. Like you can do the back-end testing also of the database when you're doing regression testing, and trace the effects of the changes on the program memory. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. Please subscribe Lakshmi Academy on YouTube for more videos.